Budget battles have pushed immigration reform out of the headlines, but now President Obama wants to jumpstart the issue in Congress this week. He hit the road promising reform during his presidency. At a town hall on Monday, he punted to Republicans asking, "Are we going to be able to find some Republicans who can partner with me and others to get this done once and for all instead of using it as a political football?" So what are the prospects for compromise? Joining me now for a fair and balanced debate, Republican Dan Lungren and Democrat Steve Cohen. Gentlemen, great to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Congressman Lungren, let me begin with you. What are your thoughts as President Obama is trying to jumpstart immigration reform at a time when so many are wondering whether or not it can actually be accomplished in this day and age?
Well, unfortunately, this is the third year of the Obama administration, and we're now talking about it, which makes it almost a political football. We should have been doing something to seriously look at this over the last couple of years. One of the problems we have is that the word comprehensive has become a code word for amnesty, and unfortunately, that stops anything that looks like it's beyond a select piece of legislation. I worked back in the 80s when I was in Congress the first time around on Simpson-Mazzoli, a comprehensive look at and attempt to try and deal with immigration. The problem with that was, while we had a legalization program that worked, we never enforced it. And I think that's on the minds of most Americans. They want to have proof that Congress and this administration, any administration, is serious about enforcement before the public, I think, will allow us to deal with other issues there. So we're beginning to do some things better on enforcement, but I don't think we have showed that commitment that would allow the American people to have confidence in the Congress and the administration to hold up their end of the bargain.
Congressman Cohen, the last Congress, Democrats had large majorities, and yet the DREAM Act failed to pass, which granted a path to legal status for young people who were brought to the U.S. as children and who wanted to attend college or join the military. What lies ahead if the political will isn't there to move forward with a path towards amnesty?
Well, the DREAM Act passed the House, and it failed in the Senate because the Senate is a body that needs 60 votes, which means it needs some Republicans, and it didn't have any Republicans. So but the fact that the Democrats had large majorities, even in the Senate you have to have Republican support, and they killed the DREAM Act. Young people coming here, not because of any fault of their own, coming here at a young age, graduating high school, wanting to go to college or the military to serve our country, and getting the opportunity to participate in this great country. There are a lot of areas of immigration we need to work on. Certainly we need border enforcement, and certainly that needs to be improved. But we need to do that and move forward with immigration reform at the same time. The agricultural industry cannot survive without the immigrant workers that it has. It's so valuable in California, and it's a large part of our economy. And we need to make sure that agricultural agents have employees, and they're not, those are jobs that the immigrants do and others do not do. And it would kill our agriculture industry, and there are other jobs associated with agriculture that would be hurt as well and hurt our economy. I've got a simple bill on visas that simply lets people who come here, like to my famous St. Jude Children's Hospital here in Memphis, Tennessee, bring their children here for medical care, to let those people, if they're here for at least 6 months, their child for medical care, get a visa to work. And we can't get that moved along. So the whole situation with immigration has been bogged down, and while my friend Dan Lungren talks about comprehensive being code for amnesty, amnesty is code for not getting anything done.
Well, let me jump in here for just a second.
We need to get a new vocabulary.
Really quickly, we're running out of time. As a result, though, of federal inaction, many states are taking matters into their own hands and passing anti-immigration laws. Alabama just passed one last week. With that said, what lies ahead if states are acting on their own and just saying, the federal government, you do what you do, but we're just moving forward with our own agenda? Congressman Lungren?
Well, you see the problem writ large in my home state of California, where a report requested by Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren, a Democrat from California, showed that we are spending something on the order of $1.2 billion a year for illegal aliens who commit crimes and are incarcerated in the state of California. I think the figure was 102,000 people who are here illegally who then committed other crimes. And I want to make it very clear, I'm not talking about most illegal aliens committing serious violent crimes, but we do have a disproportionate number of those in our California prisons. It is evidence of the fact that the federal government has not stepped up to the plate and done its job. The point I was trying to make about amnesty is this. if in fact you do incorporate a sense of amnesty in any proposal, it will not work. It will not be accepted by the American people. That's why I've said we need to find some mid-course, something in the middle that makes sense. Doesn't solve the problem of anybody 100%, but does give us a pathway towards some sort of ability to deal with this. As I said, we thought we did it back in the 80s, but the problem was we were not diligent enough on the enforcement side, and we need the confidence of the American people.
I've got to get in here.
I've
just got to get in here for just a second and give Congressman Cohen just a final word here in 10 seconds. You've got a response to that?
Well, it's just ironic that the business leaders in our country and often in the Chamber of Commerce are the people that want us to do comprehensive immigration reform because they know we need these employees. And we need the high-skilled workers that come here and get PhDs to stay in our country and contribute to our powers in science and math and technology and engineering.
All right, gentlemen, I'm up against the hard break, but I thank you very much for joining us with your insights. Obviously, this is an issue we're going to be following quite closely. Thank you.